Excuse me. God. All right, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome aboard to the Morning Note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of GAR Capital. My apologies. I do have hiccups this morning. I am definitely running a little laggy this morning. I went to bed last night at 2:30 in the morning, trying to get as much information to you guys on Twitter in regards to the midterm elections. We'll go over that here in a little bit. At least some of the information that's come in. The Senate and all that stuff. We'll look at that here in a bit together. Let's see. It looks like the House projection. We'll go over that here in a second. Anyways, good morning. So I apologize for my hiccups, my bags under eyes. I'm absolutely tired, but here we are. The work must be done. Good morning. It is Wednesday, November 9th, 2022. Excuse me. Let's go over futures. Dow futures down 163. Nasdaq down 0.54%, S&P down 0.46, 3817, excuse me. Russell 2000 is still above 1800, down 0.64%. Crude oil rejecting that 95 level, 87.83, down 1%. How about gasoline futures down 2% this morning, $2.58 a gallon. 10-year treasury yields are up slightly, 4.151. The dollar's bouncing off a key level of support on the monthly chart, the one we've been looking at for a while. That's been bouncing right around 109.55. The VIX volatility index is red, 25.53. I think we can all agree the VIX is acting kind of weird in comparison to the markets. Gold futures flat, 17.14. Silver futures down 0.31%, 21.43. Copper futures down about a quarter point, 21.44. Down 0.20, excuse me, 367. Silver futures 21.44 with down 0.31%. God, I hate hiccups. Euro dollar above parity, 1.0035, down 36 pips, 146.29 for the dollar yen, up 62 pips. Pound dollar is down 132 pips, 114.16. Bitcoin crypto panic, right? That was very much yesterday, the FTX situation where Binance, I believe, gave them a loan or is taking over, excuse me. So again, crypto under pressure. I went ahead and wrote a note to the investment club about this Bitcoin, excuse me, about Bitcoin. And I said, and crypto. I said it that if we break below 17,000 on Bitcoin, that's when you want to be selling if you need the money within 5 years. If you don't worry about it. It's the same old thing. You're pretty much dollar cost averaging. But again, 17,000 is the last stand if you are looking to hold on to crypto or sell it if you needed the money, for example. Again, we had that wick to 17. We bounced immediately to around 18,000 on Bitcoin futures. There's your line right there. 17,000 is my alert. I have some coin puts that I filled last night. Again, it was a personal trade with that Binance situation. I didn't send it. I just didn't have the stones to because it's risky. 40 puts I bought for this Friday, so maybe I can cash those out this morning for a little something in terms of the market. In terms of yesterday, we did catch Square, which was nice. We caught that for about 26%, excuse me. And we had NVIDIA yesterday with Masterclass, so pretty decent day. We only added one more. We added a trade for risk. Again, added some risk ahead of the election. It's AMD calls, so again, we are holding. Let's see what we get this morning. Nothing has really changed in terms of the market. I mean, it is red, but we've had about what 3 days in a row of green. So again, you're going to get some get back here and there. Let's go ahead and go to the volatility index. You can see this nice trend line breaking out a little bit, but again, it's been acting kind of wonky. It's still red, even though the markets are red. Whew, back to S&P futures. I have an alert at 3,800 overnight, just in case there was some craziness or anything. I didn't put any limit orders or anything like that. You could still see regarding that Fibonacci level where we fell, the Powell lows, let's just call it. FOMC lows, 39.06 being the high. We're right near the 38.2 fib, still below the 50% retracement. Kind of decent. I mean, pretty much just sideways for the most part. Let's go ahead and take a look at the daily together. Excuse me. God, I hate hiccups. Some good news here for the bulls. We're still above the 20-day MA. We are still above the 50-day MA on the daily chart. So again, kind of in the crossroads here. I guess you're kind of seeing that 3,800 as support. If that does break down, then you probably look at puts, if anything. If that does hold and you start breaking higher above 38.60, then you could start going to 3,900. But again, tomorrow, another binary event. I mean, we're full of them. It's CPI tomorrow. So again, do you want to add risk on it? That's really up to you. I do have some risk. I have AMD calls, but that's it. Excuse me. Gosh, my hiccups. Let's see. What was the other thing I wanted to look at this morning? Meta. Meta is announcing 11,000 in layoffs. The market loves that. It's now above $100 a share, right near the 200 DMA on the 200 MA on the 1 hour. So that's some of the headlines out there. Tesla, another one. Elon Musk was selling shares. Oh God, I hate hiccups. My apologies again. It seems like the market was already pricing in Elon Musk's sale of his shares to prop up Twitter for whatever he needs. I'm assuming it's with the Twitter deal, and you can see the drop from Friday to Wednesday. So at the end of the day, that's where we are in Tesla. Does every excuse to roll over? Obviously, let's take a look at the weekly on Tesla. Again, you pretty much have a clear shot to 160. Would I buy 160 puts today? Maybe it's interesting if we do get a little more of a sell-off, maybe get below, 190, 189, 188 is fine. And you can start taking a look at a swing trade to 159.88. Again, maybe we do hold this weekly 200. So Tesla was under pressure overnight with headlines, but again, now is pretty much flat on the day. So there you go. Disney reported earnings last night too. They beat on streaming ads. Parks were good. The only thing is the direct to consumer costs producing all these movies. Again, we've already talked about that. Pretty much the theme parks are paying for the streaming service, all the Star Wars licensing, Marvel, all that good stuff. It costs a lot of money to create content. Netflix seems to have it down so far, but again, we've seen Netflix gain subscribers, Disney gain subscribers. Maybe the consumer isn't as unhealthy as people are saying, at least in the last quarter, with Netflix doing well after earnings, Disney not so much. So again, a lot of it's direct to consumer costs for Disney. I still own the stock. If you go to a weekly chart, we're at 91. We're right here, right near support. Really, your big support is right around 80. That's the COVID lows. So again, if you're looking to add to your Disney portfolio, boy, do I feel bad for my stepson. I got my stepson a Disney stock for Christmas last year. Maybe that marked the top because let's see the price on there. Sorry, Luke. But again, it's just one share. You'll be okay, buddy. Let's go to December. Yeah, I mean, I bought this share when it was at 163. It's at $99 now. It's framed in this room. So maybe that's just a reminder that Mickey let us down in 2022. But there's always another tomorrow on that. Let's answer some questions. We'll go over the midterms here in a second while I look. Javier is saying, good morning, Carlos. GS tearing it up. Do you expect to keep going up or slow down? Remember what I said about banks being extremely undervalued. I thought they were very undervalued. Energy too. And Goldman Sachs being my favorite of the banks, JPM being second place. I'm still holding it. I'm green since I've owned it. So again, I think we still have more to go, and you have a gap to fill at 388.59. In order to go ahead and go for that, you may want to break 370 to 375 first. What I want to add here on Goldman, if your dollar cost averaging, yes, but again, we are starting to move higher. So again, maybe above 380, you can maybe kind of squeeze out a couple of points. If you have it as a trade at 380, you could start taking some profits, slide your stop. Or if you're just an owner of Goldman Sachs like me, you're just yelling at the screen, go, 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 like it's a horse. What I want to add, Goldman is pretty much the real question in terms of slowdown. I still think we'll get to around 380 by the end of the year. I still think we hit the bottom in the S&P. Goldman Sachs will be a beneficiary. Goldman Sachs being a part of the Dow. So I still like the banks, excuse me. I still like the banks long term. I think they're undervalued as well. Goldman and JPM being my favorites of the two. But yes, I do expect it to go up. And no, slow down, I mean, you're going to get that regardless. CPI tomorrow, if the inflation number is okay or not bad, then I do see Goldman Sachs spiking. Next level to buy Palantir. One of the dogs of my portfolio, obviously, and I have plenty. $6.44 is my level to buy. That's the low from May. Excuse me. Stocks I'm looking at buying, not looking to buy anything as of yet. We do have a CPI report tomorrow. If that comes in tomorrow, really, really hot or above expectations, I mean, if that's the case, we're going to hit new lows, guys. We're probably going to wick new lows overnight, maybe give you an opportunity to buy stocks cheaper. That's when we can start talking about buying stocks. But as of right now, it's such another binary event. We also had the midterm elections. Let's go ahead and go over the midterm election map and what changed. Overnight, I was looking at, oh God, I was looking at all the races as they came in. I apologize if I retweeted things a couple of times. I'm trying to be as balanced as I can. I went ahead and retweeted a Republican win. For every Republican win, I retweeted a Democrat win. So again, as they came along, if I did it, repeated it, or something like that, again, that was not by design. That was more than likely just me repeating because I'm half asleep at 2 in the morning tweeting all the news. But let's go over the midterm updates. There's still some too close to call. Let's see. Do I have a map here? Um, okay, so basically the big headline is, and if I could break it down to make it easier for everybody, let me see. 2022 midterm election map. Election map. I think Google Politics has it. Here we go. Perfect. Okay, hopefully my hiccups are gone, right? Okay, let's do it. We'll start with the House. The House right now, 201. This is according to Associated Press. 371 of the 435 seats for the election called. 199 for the GOP, 172 for the Democrats. You could see really what's changed. I mean, the expectation of a red wave just didn't happen, at least so far. Pennsylvania Senate went blue. They went for Fetterman. I think Michigan pretty much swept all Democrats swept the whole state. But Florida becoming a Republican stronghold, DeSantis landslide over Chris. Marco Rubio won his Senate seat as well, rather comfortably. So again, Florida very, very much red. Texas still red. Governor Abbott wins again his reelection, third term in a row. New York stays blue. Governor stays blue. Senators stay blue. Pennsylvania governor went blue. So a lot of surprises in terms of the elections. Arizona, I don't see yet. California went blue again. Oregon went blue again. Washington, I mean, pretty much the same thing over and over. I think Wisconsin's governor went blue as well. In terms of any surprises, the only surprise was that there wasn't any red wave, meaning there wasn't this big sweep of Republicans as expected. So again, does that really change the market right now? 38.18 on the S&P are red, but again, there's talk of possibly the Democrats holding the House. I don't think that's going to be likely, but maybe Republicans get a slim lead. There will be a new House, the new Speaker of the House in January if this holds up, meaning 218 for the GOP. Right now, 199. We still have some races open. Georgia may be at a runoff between Warnock and Herschel Walker. That's in Georgia. The winner, I mean, in order to win outright, you have to win 50% or more. And if it's a difference of 0.5%, that's what I saw last night, then it's a runoff between the top two candidates. There's a third candidate in Georgia, I believe, and Libertarian that's taking some votes. I don't know from who, but again, that makes it too close to call. Obviously, the Arizona Senate is still up for grabs. The Democrat is winning. Nevada's Senate seat, Republican is winning. 72% reported, but nothing really has been confirmed as of yet. In terms of seats, 199. The Democrats have lost 2 seats. They flipped a couple. That's net. So again, Republican gain is at 2. In terms of the Senate, 46-47. Remember, it's 50-50 right now with the vice president getting the extra vote, the tiebreaker vote. 51 is for the majority. Again, we still have the 3 Senate seats. Republican Party lost a seat, and the Democrats gained a seat. Not very usual in the historical context of a historically unpopular president, according to the polls, according to midterm elections with the president in power. That party loses seats. It's been happening really for the past 20 years and before that. So this one is definitely different, especially especially if you're looking historically speaking. So again, a very different election. Obviously, the Democrats did better than expected. They hold the Senate. That creates more gridlock. So right now, the market isn't exactly happy. But tomorrow, we do have a CPI number. What does it really mean? Well, it means that really for the market that you're just going to get more back and forth split, where the country's divided. And we saw now that even the polls and the pundits and the experts really have no idea what's going to happen. And I said this many times, guys, when it comes to voting, what you say in public or how people perceive in public, that really changes when you get behind the curtain. you really start thinking about stuff that you want or the things that affect you. Again, it's between you and your vote. Again, all the noise is canceled, all the TV commercials are done. It's just you and the current. People think differently. Maybe that's what the reason, uh, you know, uh, no one really expected this kind of Democratic hold or lack of a red wave. But that's basically what happened last night. Nothing, I mean, nothing has been called in terms of the totality of, oh, the House wins or the Senate wins. Nothing like that has happened yet. So again, if that news does come out, we will let you know. Whew, how do you feel about realty income long term? Oh, let's go and take a look at it. And I've heard of it, and because it does have a great dividend, I believe the dividend now is paying 4.7%. The only issue is that real estate right now is a little bit hurting, obviously, with demand going down, higher rates. What I run and buy, oh, today, at least for the yield, I mean, if that's what you want, I'm with it. I also like Fundrise. That's another good REIT, but I don't think any issue with, oh, I'd have to look at the revenue and information. 70% year over year growth in revenue, net income, and diluted EPS margins are down. So again, I expect their margins to go down as interest rates go higher. Again, if you're still thinking that, if you think we're at a top on yields, God, I'm sorry, my hiccups, then you're looking at buying real estate or bonds. That's really what you're looking for. If you expect us to keep going higher in terms of rates, then you are not buying real estate or any kind of housing stocks in this area. Thoughts on the JPM chart? Let's see it. JPM on fire, another name that we talked about, like Goldman Sachs. 133.11 is your alert to the upside. If that does break, I think it's a good idea to start adding some more. We have a huge gap to fill at 167. I've been holding my nose with this one for a little bit, but Jamie Dimon won't let me down, I hope. But I do like JPM. A break of 133.11, at least on the daily, you can start taking a look at calls if you want to do some short-term trading, or you can go ahead and buy the stock, and then you can see if you can get to 143, take profits, slide your stop, and go from there. And if you're looking for a stop loss, if you do go long, it's right around 125, the 200-day MA. Let's go and take a look at NVIDIA. One little thing I forgot about crypto. We talked about that, the FTX thing. Again, guys, crypto is just an asset. I wouldn't try to marry an asset. Remember, the money works for you. So again, if you need it, if you need the money, maybe for whatever reason, you don't need to explain to anybody what you do with your capital. If you want to sell, who cares about holding? Do take it. If you don't need it, hold it, and that's fine. The point is just do whatever makes works for you. Sometimes some people are just a little worried about taking that realized profit because they like the green shoot, the green screenshot, and I get it. Take a screenshot, keep it for yourself, put it under favorites. But if you need the money, your family needs the money, maybe you're trying to start a new project or something like that, or move investments over, that is totally fine. I've always said investments do better when you don't touch it. But things change. If you have a family, if you have some bills, unexpected stuff coming up, especially with monetary tightening, this is the name of the game. This is what happens. So keep that in the back of your head. 17,000, a good level. Again, if that does break, then you're probably going to get down to 8,000, 10,000 on Bitcoin. So possible buy opportunities for those who like crypto long term. For those who are short term, maybe you're looking to buy a home. Maybe you're trying to do something else with your capital. 17,000, that's a big stop to keep an eye on. Thoughts on Solana? I have not really researched Solana. I know it's been sold off, but I'm just going to lump crypto all together here. That this FTX thing, the fallout with the Binance and their FTT coins. We've seen so many of these kind of crazy events that it feels like capitulation sometimes, and then it just kind of holds. So again, I'm going to say 17,000 is your main support. If that does break, that's when you need to start making decisions about crypto. Now, again, maybe it's a small slice of your portfolio, you don't care. But again, if it's a big part and you know, you have some serious assets in there, that's when you need to start, making those decisions. Meta run, maybe a fade today. Could be. Absolutely. Again, with that layoff stuff. So let's go ahead and take a look at Meta. Meta on the 1 hour. You can see that 103.58 level. That would be a good rejection, right? Pretty good place to fade. Maybe you start taking a look at the hundreds. Salish, I have a feeling you're going to take a look at that trade. Again, let's not go crazy. We do have CPI tomorrow, so let's take it easy. And NVIDIA. NVIDIA we caught yesterday for calls. Well done. Semiconductors are starting to bounce. Again, you could see a little bit of a flip here, but still within this nice channel here on the 1 hour. So we'll see how we open. Right now, 38.13 on the S&P futures. Not seeing a ton of movement. I think it's just going to be another positioning day, guys. It's going to be another positioning day ahead of another binary event, which is the CPI number at 8:30. So we will go over that tomorrow at 9 a.m. For now, I will take a look at the midterm results as they come out. I'm going to be looking at the S&P if it holds 3,800. Keeping an eye on crude oil. Why do I want to keep an eye on crude oil? I want to see if I can get a shot at some XLE or add to some Chevron or or buy some XOM. That's what I'm looking for. Buy some energy. So I'm crossing my fingers that oil goes down just a little bit, maybe to 85 and 85 or so, maybe 80, and I can get a shot at XLE. I just don't want to buy it up here. Hold on. You didn't explain chart NVIDIA. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry if you didn't hear that. The chart on NVIDIA, really, again, you could see this nice kind of channel here. I can just make the drawing for you. So you can do this, and then we'll just call it the 200-day MA. That's your pretty much your support here. That's 135. If you're looking at a short-term trade, if a break happens on NVIDIA at 139.29, let's say we close down, not close down, but we start breaking down below, the 135 puts would be the trade. If you start breaking above 145, the 150 calls would be the trade. I think it's not worth it to hold an extra day. If you're trying to scalp it for today, before CPI tomorrow, fine. But other than that, it's a coin flip right now. Now down about 200 points. Hope that answers it, buddy. Kevin asking about AMD. AMD, again, that's calls that I have currently. Kind of retesting 62. If you could see that little bit of support, maybe. Really, your big support of anything is right around 60. So again, let's see if it holds 62. If it breaks below the 100-day moving average, there is one gap to fill right here at 60.34. I may have to close them if we start really tanking below, but again, I will be vigilant as we go around, as we take a look. Whew, what a night. Have a great rest of your morning. Sorry, I'm still a little tired. I need more sugar in my life. We'll catch you guys tomorrow for the CPI report at 9 a.m. The report's at 8:30. So again, anything regarding news that you guys want to read, take a look on our Twitter account at GAR Capital. The Instagram doesn't have that real-time access or that real-time news flow the way Twitter does. So again, if you're more of big recaps, Instagram is for you. Charts, Instagram is for you. If you like news, you're a newspaper person, you want to keep reading the news stuff back and forth, it's going to be Twitter. That's what you're looking for. Okay, guys? Have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining me as always, guys. It's very humbling the fact that you guys even care what I have to say. And 33 viewers, I'll take it. I'll take 3 viewers at this point. I just love what I do. I love doing this every day with you guys. It's enjoyable. It really is. Have a great rest of your morning. Cheers.